said tonight. I don't have the time to lie. And if I win tonight, I'm so tired tonight. I fall asleep when I'm home.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Richmond, Virginia, the Richmond International Raceway, for tonight's KickAss Beef Jerky Sim500 Xfinity Series event. Tonight is 150 laps. It's the chase race, so tempers are high. After last week trimming down the field, it's now 12 drivers, I believe. I'm here tonight with Don Runkle. Don, how you feel about tonight's festivities?
I'm looking forward to tonight's race, man. I was just watching last week's winner, Mr. Dave Comstock, there turn some laps here in practice, and he's pretty fast tonight as these guys are putting down some qualifying laps. And yeah, Aaron, you were talking about our chase or our playoff drivers here. We are narrowing it down. This is the first race for the 12 drivers. We're going to have Richmond, and next week we're going to be going to Charlotte for the Roval. And then after that, we're going to be going to Dover. And after Dover, we narrow this playoff field to 8 drivers. But right now, we have the 12. And the 12 that we're talking about is going to be Daly, Comstock, Falkingham, Fuller, Hightower, Coleman, Gaboo, Macklin, O'Rourke, Simley, Denator, and Vincent. All in the playoffs tonight. All fighting for those points. They're all trying to get that win, obviously, to get the most points. But every point counts. And for the next 3 races, the next stage for the playoffs. And tonight, right now, we got Mike Kelly sitting on the pole, but have a bunch of guys that haven't even turned laps yet, so we'll see how it goes right now. But we're here at Richmond International Raceway. Got this night race going on. We're going to have a lot of grip tonight. We were talking to some of the drivers earlier on. They were talking about the car is setup is kind of tight, but it almost makes it loose later on in the run. I think you were talking to some drivers before the race there, Aaron.
Yeah, and I was. And tonight's race is going to be a one-stop race. They can make it, but I've been told that the tires probably won't make it. Now, we'll see some of the faster guys in the front of the field that know how to manage tires very well, like Comstock and, you know, that group of drivers, Comstock and the 40 of Edson, 51 of Fuller, Daniel Falkenham, the top drivers that are fighting for the championship, be able to stretch it longer than most. But it's really tight. The temperatures are dropping because, you know, at nighttime it gets cooler in Richmond, Virginia, as well as other places, of course. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out. Hopefully we can keep it green.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some green flag racing. It's going to be a short track, so I think you're going to see a lot of guys trying to maybe, you know, maybe make it 3 wide here. I mean, you see in some of the in the real life Cup race, you see some crazy action going on here at Richmond. It's a wide track. You can do a lot of racing. There is a lot of grip, as we were saying. Track temperature is currently 79 degrees, and I expect that to kind of drop down as the night goes. But then again, you know, the surface of the track might heat up a little bit if we don't get many cautions. These guys can keep some heat in these tires and keep some heat on this track. And you're going to see definitely some lane or some different lines going on here as the night goes on. You're going to see a lot of guys trying to run that low line, I think, early on. But I think that high line is going to slowly come into play as we get further on into the night's race.
Yeah, but I think the thing that we're going to see, yes, it's going to cool down. Yes, it's going to help the cars. But it's also, you're probably going to see a lot of guys maybe start in the back and not drive as hard to try and save their stuff, as David Comstock being currently shown as the pole sitter right now with a few minutes left in qualifying.
Yeah, we have just under a minute left in qualifying. We have some guys that are probably going to turn some more laps here. Only 11 guys so far have turned laps, 12. We still have Comstock sitting on top of the board right now with a 20.568 as our pole sitter. He was also last week's winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so he's making his presence known here in these playoff races, and getting the pole for tonight's race would definitely tell this field something else, especially from coming from that win last week.
Yeah, you know, the race last week was something to watch. We saw a lot of ups and downs for a lot of drivers. Brian Macklin, who is not here tonight, if I do remember correctly, he is here. He really had a tough break, and he's currently 4th, but I'm pretty sure he didn't make the cutoff, as we're starting with the grid, and Don will take you to the starting grid.
Yeah, it looks like we were just talking about Dave Comstock is going to be our pole sitter tonight at Richmond International Raceway for the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here. And Justin Fuller is going to be your 2nd place driver. That's going to be our front row. Behind them is going to be Daniel Falkingham in the 39 starting 3rd. Next to him is going to be Brian Macklin starting 4th. Behind them is going to be Tommy Ryan starting 5th. Next to him is Josh Parker starting 6th. Jordan Hightower will be 7th, followed by Mike Kelly in 8th. Chris Caboo in 9th. And Jeff Ryan is going to round out our top 10. You'll see the rest of the drivers through the field there. We've got a few chase drivers here. You got Byron Daly starting 15th. He was a driver we talked about earlier. He's basically our top points driver in the playoffs as of right now. So he's definitely going to be someone that we're going to want to look at tonight. As I said before, Dave Comstock, our pole sitter, he's another playoff driver. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on him. He is definitely a guy that knows how to manage tires, knows how to take care of a race car. And if there's any place you want to do that, it's going to be here at Richmond International. And, you know, some of those guys that are down further on the cut, they're going to be maybe making a little bit of bold moves here, possibly. You know, Vincent, Denayer, or Assembly, even maybe EJ O'Rourke. Those are guys that are going to be looking to try to gain as many points as possible in these next 3 races. So you might have to see some of those guys being extra aggressive tonight also.
Absolutely, Don. And David Comstock, you know, he doesn't like to start up front a lot. Really, you know, with the chase, he's got to really put the hammer down early in qualifying.
Yeah, I think he just likes to avoid the mess early on. He likes to kind of be a little conservative early on and try to avoid some of the trouble. They maybe some of the drivers. There are a lot of guys that maybe try to like to race a little bit harder than he wants them to early on, and he tries to avoid some of that. Sometimes being in the back is the way to do that. And he definitely doesn't have a problem finding his way up to the front if he does start in the back. But he's not going to have to worry about that tonight. Is like he's going to be definitely leading this field to this green here. 150 laps here at Richmond International Raceway, and this should be one heck of a race tonight. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this.
Yes, as you're watching the field pace behind the pace car. Don, after the broadcast last week, I did remember to turn the music off, so we wanted to deal with that in
Oh, I
tonight's
forgot to remind
broadcast.
you that too. Oh, I'm a terrible person. I forgot to remind you. But you
It's all
still
right, Don.
remembered.
Absolutely, man. I haven't said this in this broadcast yet, but I'm really, really excited to be in the booth again with you tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a stint. I'm going to be in the booth with me and Aaron. Going to be calling these races for quite a while now. I'm looking forward to this. And those lights are off on that pace car. We're going to see these guys peeling off here, or you're going to see that pace car peeling off here soon. And these guys are going to be firing those engines up, going through those gears, going into turn one. You're going to see these guys trying to get as many spots as they possibly can early on, because they know they have the fresh tires. They know they got the grip. And that's the best time to try to make up those positions is on restarts. You know, guys miss shifts, guys mess up, they don't put their car in the right lane, so you can gain positions. You can get a lot of positions on starts and restarts. But pace car is peeling off. Dave Comstock's going to bring our field down to the line. Flagman's got the flag in the air. There we go. Green flag. Dave Comstock takes off. I mean, he just really gets going. Kind of snookers the rest of the field there. Everybody else is 2x2 going into turn one and coming out of turn two. Dave Comstock still in the bottom, still our leader. Looks like everybody's pretty much getting through there clean in turn two and three and four turn one and two as they go into 3 and 4.
Yeah, as we're looking, David Comstock's teammate, the 51 of Justin Fuller and the 39 of Daniel Falkenham, really got it together sorted, and they're on the move as a group.
Yeah, right now you see Fuller. We know Fuller is definitely a guy that's kind of known as being a little aggressive. We can see how aggressive he's going to be right here with Comstock, especially early on in this race right here. We got Falkingham back there, Macklin, Tommy Ryan, Josh Parker, Mike Kelly, Jordan Hightower, Chris Caboo just moved up to 9th, and Jeff Ryan back to 10th. All these guys are basically nose to tail. You don't really see any side-by-side racing until basically back into about 12th or 13th.
Yeah, and as you see, you got the 20. Speaking of that battle, you got the 20 of Chad Coleman and the 67 of Jeff Ryan going at it, and Coleman looks like he might have the position going into the corner.
Yeah, he got that position going to the corner. He's going to try to hold on to that right there. As you can see, Jeff Ryan is trying to hold up on the outside. He tags the wall just a little bit, loses a little bit of momentum. The 40 had to take some evasive action there, Trey Edson, not to get into the back of him. Looks like everybody got through there pretty clean. Looks like maybe Ryan might have a little bit of damage there on the right front, but I don't think it'll hurt him too much.
Yeah, short track, you really don't have to worry about aero, and that's why you see a lot of guys beating and bang more than normal at Richmond.
Yeah, this is
As
not
we see
Talladega
Trey
or
Edson
Daytona.
get loose.
Oh, yeah, I saw it right there. He had a big wiggle. Yeah, it's not Daytona or Talladega. You don't have to worry about downforce quite as much here. It does help a little bit. I mean, it is Richmond. It is a short track. But, I mean, you don't want to tear your car up too much. But, you know, then again, you definitely can use some fenders here. I mean, it's been known to happen here at Richmond from time to time.
And as we've been seeing, Tommy Ryan is really, or Jeff Ryan, rather, sorry about that, has really fell off the pace here. That damage could be affecting him, or he's just trying to get out of everybody's way and find a spot to get his bearings early in the race.
Well, I'm looking at his car right now. It just looks a little scraped up. No problems at all. I think he'll be... Oh, we got a caution on the track in front of these guys. Oh, who is that? I couldn't see who it was, but I do believe it was Trey Edson? No.
Chris Cabot, maybe?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Hold on a second here, guys. We're trying to figure this out here. We were concentrating.
Yes, it was the 5 of Chris Cabot.
It was the 5 of Chris Cabot. It was.
You know, and we hit on it early. The car's so tight, it's going to get loose, and he just got in there a little hot and lost the nose and went around.
Well, you know what? I'm seeing something. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a different driver. Different thing. Sorry about that. Oh, no. I'm seeing, yeah, I'm sorry. There was a different... Behind the leader. Was that Daniel Falkingham that lost it?
I didn't see anything else. The only thing I saw was the 5.
Lap 7. I'm seeing it. Yeah, lap 7 behind the leader, Daniel Falkingham.
Let's check in on Daniel Falkenham to see if he has any damage. I'm showing him in second, so...
I don't know. I see him got loose here, so I don't know. Maybe it's something else I'm looking at.
Maybe. As the field comes down for pit stops, tires are going to be really, 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 really valuable tonight.
Yeah, you're going to see these guys definitely going to want to get on pit road as smooth as possible and get off pit road as smooth as possible. Looks like Dave Comstock definitely going to make that happen. Yeah, they only had 9 laps or 8 laps on their tires, really, but tires are so important here at Richmond. You definitely want to have as much grip as you possibly can. Even just using a few, using your tires for like 10 laps, you come into the pits and you'll have an advantage on those guys that have 10-lap old tires. So it looks like pretty much the whole field came down pit road here. Looks like, is it EJ O'Rourke? Is he out or is he still in this?
EJ O'Rourke has left the server. Showing
Yeah,
that.
he did.
And back to what you were saying, Don. The car that actually spun out behind the leader that you saw didn't bring out a caution. Was the
Yeah, but
51 of Justin Fuller.
Okay, so I did see that. Okay, I thought I was crazy. I did see that, but I didn't think that brought out the caution. That's what I was trying to. That's what had me confused. Is I saw 2 different incidents, and I think that one actually happened first before the one that brought out the yellow. So
And I can't go back far enough to show you that, but he did get loose.
I don't think he really hit anything. I didn't see
Doesn't
any
look like
damage
he
on his
got any
car.
damage. But I'm showing him 21st, and he was running in the 2nd position, so it had to
Well, at
be
least I
him.
know I'm not crazy. I'm glad you saw that too. Then.
Yeah, when I was looking at the cars on pit road, I noticed that he was just pulling into his box, which I thought was very odd, considering the last time we saw the leaders, he was running 2nd.
Well, you want to call these guys in this next start? Pace car lights are off on the pace car here.
I will do it for you, man. We're looking at the field coming down the backstretch. A lot of drivers trying to get their bearings. We saw the 67 of Jeff Ryan really get ate up early on. Really didn't have his bearings racing in traffic. As the pace car is off, the field is in the control of David Comstock, and he is waiting, and he is green. Another good start by Comstock, but we have a battle for 2nd.
Yeah, you can see Macklin get right there underneath Daniel Fockingham going into 1 and 2, and you can see those new Toyota Supras there, man. Different car.
The 23's around.
Cars loose in the backstretch. Big wreck on the backstretch.
Not sure what happened there.
Bunch of cars involved in that one.
Started with
It
the
looks like it
23
started
of
with the
Josh
23.
Parker.
Yeah, it looked like Josh Parker either, I don't know if he got loose or if he had any help there. Didn't look like he had any help. I think he just got a little loose coming off the corner, was gathering it up, and it looked like a bunch of guys got loose coming off the corner there. There was another car, looks like the number 20 maybe?
Yeah, the 20 got loose as well. The 20 got hooked by the 06, it looked like.
It was almost like 2 incidents as one. It was like the 23 got loose in the 20, but actually the one with the 20, he hit a few other cars there, but yeah, the 23 took major damage there. A lot of cars got involved in that one.
Tough break for Chase contender Chad Coleman, as we're going to show his replay now. Yeah, he just got high, got into the wall, and the 06 had nowhere to go, and everybody else, with it being off a restart, everybody else had nowhere to go as we're coming down pit road again.
Yeah, that's kind of rough to, on a restart right there. Everybody's kind of bunched together there, so, if anything does happen, everybody's right there next to each other. It's kind of hard to get out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about racing at a short track like Richmond, there's, other tracks you would have space to get around that. There's literally nowhere to go on a restart when you're 2x2.
No, there's nowhere to go there. You got a wall on the inside, wall on the outside. There's really no runoff area to really get into at the time that wreck happened there. And yeah, that's too bad for Chase Contender there. Looks like Chad Coleman is going to have definitely some damage there. Going to have some issues. He is falling back to 19th as of right now. Dave Comstock's still our leader, though. He is still leading this race. We are only 15 laps in. We've already had 2 yellows tonight. These guys just trying to get used to these cold track temperatures and these cold tires here.
Yeah, and they're also still trying to get used to this new build of this car, Don. This car hasn't been out for about a week, Don?
Yeah, these guys, iRacing has done a couple updates here in the last few weeks, and one of the big updates was to this car here. So these guys are definitely getting used to it. A lot of these guys don't like the way the new build has been on some of these cars. So I haven't had a chance to drive the Xfinity car too much, so I really can't say. And actually, I'm just seeing something else. Yeah, Dwayne Vincent. He has disconnected from the server. I guess he was too damaged to continue, and that is going to definitely hurt his playoff points hunt there. He was already the driver that was right there on the line. He was the very last driver to be in the playoffs for the last 12, and yeah, he's going to fall out. So this definitely going to hurt him for the next 3 races.
Yeah, tough break for Dwayne Vincent. He was actually the car that the 20 of Chad Coleman got turned into.
Well, lights are off on the pace car. These guys are going to get fired back up. Pace car has pulling off. Dave Comstock once again for the 3rd time tonight is going to take these guys to the green, and he takes off right there. Flagman is waving the green flag, and they are going down into turn 1 and 2. And Dave Comstock, great restart right there as the drivers behind him. Everybody looks like they're about 2 by 2 right there going through 1 and 2 coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, and it's turned out to be a battle between the 30 of Macklin and the 39 of Daniel Falkenham. And we also have a battle behind them between the 2 of Mike Kelly, the 40 of Trey Edson, and the 99 of Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, those guys are really battling back there. Look like they were going to go 3 wide there for a minute, which definitely happens a lot here at Richmond. And the thing is here, these guys are trying. I think what they're having a problem with is getting the power down, coming off the corners, and these cars are breaking loose a little bit. I think that was the reason why we had those last 2 cautions there. But right now, great battle going on between Mike Kelly and the 99 of Tommy Ryan. These guys are side by side right now. They've been side by side for about 2 laps now, or since the restart actually. Oh, yeah, that looks like the 40 is gonna get the Trey Edson's gonna be able to get up there next to Mike Kelly as Tommy Ryan was able to pass him.
Yeah, one thing I do got to say, the paint scheme on the 40 car this week.
That's awesome.
Man, it is a beautiful looking paint scheme. As you see, both of the major league sponsors at Sim500, KickAss Beef Jerky, who is sponsoring this series, and the Trans Service Cup Series that you will see on OSRN tomorrow night.
Yeah, I love that paint scheme. I love that green faded back to that red. That's really hot paint scheme.
Yeah, and one thing I just noticed, Dawn, is that last caution really benefited the 51 of Justin Fuller as he goes under the 22 for the position.
Yeah, I was just noticing that.
Mike Kelly's loose.
Oh, the number 2 of Mike Kelly. It looks like he got a little loose coming down. He's down on the grass. I don't see a caution coming out yet. He's definitely off the racing surface, so I don't think a yellow will come out. That is too bad for Mike Kelly there. He's not one of our playoff contenders, but nonetheless, that's really rough for him tonight.
Yeah, as we're showing
he's going to have a lot of damage. I don't think he really hit anything.
As we're showing the replay right now, he did not hit anything, but he looks like he just got those driver's side tires underneath the yellow, and he went around.
We have a change for the lead there. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Or we do have a battle for the lead anyway. David Comstock's still our leader, but we got Brian Macklin right there, right side by side. When they were side by side in the corner there for a minute, but down into turn 1 here, you can see Brian powering that Toyota down there, right up there next to Comstock. He's just not really saving those tires at all. He really wants to get that lead. You see him again powering it down there. Can't bring the car up because you can see Comstock just holding his line right there. But at the same time, this is making Daniel Falkenham catch both these guys.
Yeah, it's really making Falkenham and Tommy Ryan close in considerably. And if Comstock doesn't figure this out or power by him on the top side, he's going to get freight trained by all 3 of them, it looks like.
Well, he needs to decide, should I just keep trying to battle this guy or save my stuff? We've already had quite a few yellows there early on. We don't know if we're going to have a long green flag run right here. But right now, these guys are are battling really hard down on the bottom. Dave Comstock seems to be able to hold him off on the high side there.
Yeah, as we're looking at the battle from inside the cockpit of the 39 of Daniel Falkenham.
Yeah, Daniel Falkenham's got a great view right now of this battle going on. Dave Comstock right in front of Falkenham. You can see the number 30. He dives down in there and he kind of scoots up just a little bit, almost hitting that rear bumper of the number 42, but stays off of him. Daniel Falkenham right there, ready to pounce if either one of these guys make a mistake.
Yeah, and as you saw, the 30 almost got into the 42 as the 39 goes under the 39.
Yeah, the 39, Daniel Falkenham's going to try that low line now. And now, almost door slams the number 30 of Brian Macklin. And this is exactly what Dave Comstock wants to see. He wants to see these two guys behind him battling. Then he can get away from these guys. He can have all the lane he wants. He doesn't have to worry about battling with anybody around him.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are going at it, but in the back of your head, Don, as a driver, as both me and you have experience on the server, they're burning their stuff up, man. Tires are so valuable tonight from what we've heard. This is really going to come back to hurt them, I think, if they keep racing like this.
Yeah, I mean they're getting nose to tail again, but yeah, that's the thing. Oh, somebody got loose back there. Who was that? Was that Trey Edson? No. Justin Fuller, I think that was. That was Justin Fuller that got loose back there.
Justin Fuller just having to push to make up those spots, those valuable spots for the chase.
As you see, the leaders are passing the number 4 of Bob Gillenwater. He's going to be basically our lucky dog right now. He's going to be 2 laps down as Dave Comstock still leads this race, followed by Daniel Falkingham, Brian Macklin, Tommy Ryan, and Trey Edson is going to be our top 5 right there. And so far, we've had some side-by-side battles so far, tonight. But the thing is, these guys don't want to be side-by-side too much and wear out their tires, because it looks like we might get I hate to jinx it, but we might get a green flag run here. It looks like Daniel Falkingham scrapes the wall just a little bit going into the corner there.
Yeah, and I think with those cautions, especially that last one that wiped out pretty close to half the field, Don, that they're just going to ride and ride and ride until they need to get tires.
Yeah, we only have 16 cars in the lead.
As Falkenham's under the 42 for the lead.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham dives underneath the 42, trying to get that lead right there. We have not seen Falkingham fight for the lead yet, but he's got the opportunity here as he tries to outbrake Dave Comstock going into the corner, tries to hold that car down there on that yellow line, tries to give the leader as much room as he possibly can. These guys don't want to make any contact and hurt each other's cars too much, but then again, you don't want to fight too hard. It's a delicate balance of trying not to fight too hard, but at the same time, trying not to wreck the guy next to you, try to keep the guy behind you, further back. And right now, it's just making these 2 guys behind them, 3rd and 4th, is basically tightening up here on our leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it on the nose. I mean, they really want to race because they're racers, but as we've said a couple times already, you really don't want to with the tires tonight.
Well, 3 of our top 4 right here are playoff drivers. The only one that's not is Tommy Ryan. He's the only one that's not in the playoffs. He's basically just going for wins, and in any point positions that he's he's fighting for further back in the field. But these top 3 right now, these guys are all playoff drivers. Dave Comstock's our winner from last week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so he's going to try to make it 2 in a row, and that's the best thing that he can do to try to gain these points. And right now, it's almost looking like they're going to go 3 wide behind Comstock. And again, this is exactly what he wants to see. He wants to see these guys battling hard behind him.
One thing I want to ask you, Don, are you sure Tommy Ryan isn't in the chase? Because I'm showing a chase banner on his windshield.
I'm looking at the website right now, and I do not see Ryan's name on the top 12.
Okay, well,
so
Tommy Ryan did miss last week. I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't change his paint scheme, but yeah, he was. I think he was one of the drivers that got cut last week, I do believe. So that's probably why it's still up there. It's probably just either Trading Paints hasn't updated, which occasionally happens, or maybe he just forgot to update his paint scheme.
Absolutely, man. A pretty decent race shaping up right now, though.
Yeah, we're having a great run right now with these guys. I mean, this might not be a bad time to maybe kind of go through this field a little bit and show some of these other guys back here. You down with that there, Aaron?
Absolutely, man. You have the controls here.
We're going to start off here with our leader and our last week's winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Mr. Dave Comstock. He's been pretty much dominating the race tonight. He's had a few guys try to nose in there and take his lead away. As you see, Daniel Falkingham's right there. He's going to be our 2nd place driver. He had a great run tonight. Another one of our playoff contenders. Behind him, I'm sorry, actually I did that in the wrong order, didn't I? No, Dave Comstock, Daniel Falkingham, then Brian Macklin's going to be 3rd. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Another one of our playoff drivers having a great run tonight in that Toyota Supra. Behind him is going to be Tommy Ryan in that 99 car. He just got knocked out of the playoffs, but that doesn't mean he's still not running great here. Number 4th place, started 5th, having a great run in that 99 car. Behind him, Mr. Trey Edson. He is definitely a playoff driver. If I'm looking, no, he's not. another driver that's not a playoff driver, but he's definitely having a great run tonight, running 5th. Started 16th, so he's been having a heck of a run tonight. Behind him, Mr. Justin Fuller started 2nd, falling back to 6th, so that's still having a great run, still right there within distance of being able to get to those leaders. A little bit further back, we got Jordan Hightower in 7th. Started 7th, so hasn't fallen back too far, having a great run tonight. Glenn Campbell behind him in that number 44 car, started 14th, currently 8th, having a pretty good run, took advantage of some of those guys that got caught up in that early wreck. Behind him, after him, we have Dan Donator, who is one of our playoff drivers. He started 11th and is currently 9th. Car looks pretty clean. I don't think he's gotten in too much trouble tonight. I think he's going to be able to bring that thing home pretty clean if he just keeps going the way he's going and gain some of those precious playoff points. Behind him in 10th is going to be Doug Sigmund. He started 13th, currently in 10th, and we have a caution on the track. We're going to go back up front and see what we got a caution for. I do see a car up in the wall. That looks like it is going to be the number 67?
Yes.
Of Jeff Ryan. The number 67 of Jeff Ryan. He was 1 lap down, I do believe, in 16th place, and he definitely has some issues.
Yeah, as we're looking at the replay right now, we'll wait and see what happened to him. And he just came down in front of the 11, and the 11 didn't cut him any slack, and he went hard into the outside wall.
Oh, yeah, he did. He plowed that thing in that outside wall. That car has sustained a ton of damage. As you see, all of our leaders are coming down pit road right now after that long green flag run. It's going to be really important for these guys to nail these pit stops here and to not slide through your box, to not speed, and to be able to really get on and off pit road as smooth as possible. Dave Comstock right now is your leader coming down pit road. We're going to be able to see if he's going to be able to hold on to that lead coming down pit road. We're going to watch these guys right now, watch these crews go to work.
Yeah, as we're looking at David Comstock, seems like all the leaders got in their pit box clean. We've seen errors on pit road come back to bite so many people. I mean, Jordan Hightower got turned into his pit box last week.
Oh, it looked like Daniel Falkingham was definitely, man, that was a tight battle. Daniel Falkingham they dropped his jack first, but because he is a few spots back, he was not able to get off pit road fast enough. It looks like Dave Comstock, with the advantage of having that pole position spot and having that very first pit stall, was able to get off pit road. That's the reason, man. A lot of the guys, like me, for instance, I know I'm not going to be able to run up front when I'm running a lot of these races. So sometimes I just don't choose to qualify because I want to start in the back. But then again, sometimes you want to qualify because you want to be able to get those good pit road stalls. So, and that worked out for Comstock tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Don, what do you think? Like, what's your outlook on that little green flag run we got there?
I mean, I'd love to see that. I'd like to, what was interesting is, to me, it was so difficult for these guys to pass. Dave Comstock, he was not running that low line. Every time these guys would try to pass him, I noticed that they would try to dive down low on him. And, they were trying to use that low line to pass him. And it's so hard to be able to keep your momentum, keep the speed going, and to be able to actually put the power down to your car off the corners when you have to hold your car down like that. And Dave's not cutting them any slack. He's holding his line right there, just a couple lanes up from the yellow line when these guys do that. And he's able to just hold his car right there. These guys, they're obviously not going to push up into him. That's just not racing right there. You just don't do it that way. And these guys have to hold their car down there, which, it's hard to keep the speed and the momentum built up to be able to make the pass. So, I'm thinking the only way a lot of these guys are going to pass, I think they're going to have to try to do something on the high side. I don't know what else they're going to be able to do. It's just Comstock right now. He's just putting on a clinic. He's showing these guys how it's done. We're 48 laps in to 150 laps. So we're almost a third of the race in. And Comstock's pretty much been leading the whole race. And, it's like I said, it's just so difficult to pass. I don't know how these guys are going to get around Comstock. Unless somebody gives him a little bumper or he makes a mistake, I just don't see how they're going to get around him.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's led every lap so far as the lights go off on the pace car. We're going to go green next time by. While we have a second, I want to say, if you want to get in on the action of Sim500 and be a part of the great league that we show you week in and week out on OSRN, go to sim500.com, check it out, become a member, because this is probably one of the best places to race.
Yeah, I race here a few, not obviously not tonight, but I race here on they have a Midnight Thunder Series with Indy cars that just started up. I raced there. I have a blast racing with those guys. And Sim500 is definitely a great league to check out. As the pace car peels off right now, Dave Comstock's going to lead these guys to the green flag. Flagman waves the green flag, and Dave Comstock gets one heck of a start. Definitely has that advantage there. Moves his car up to the high side as he powers down into turn 1 and 2. Goes down into turn 1. Coming out of turn 2 into that backstretch. And these guys behind him look like they're going to just kind of flatten out single file there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of battles. I mean, you see I think it was the 44 of Glenn Campbell and Jordan Hightower side by side. But I'm pretty sure that was pretty much it in the top 10 there.
Yeah, as of right now, we got 15 cars in the lead lap. We got Byron Daly, who is he's actually our highest playoff driver right now. He's our current lucky dog, 1 lap down in 16th place. So I'm sure he's hoping for a quick yellow.
Yeah, and Byron Daly was one of those cars as you see him with no front bumper. That was one of those cars in that big one early in the race.
See Daniel Fockingham again, trying to get that low side, trying to get that bumper down into that low end. David Comstock had that car just a little bit lower than he normally does there. Daniel couldn't get there, couldn't get his car under him. You don't want to go below that yellow line, really. Car can get very, very loose with that transition. Basically, the banking transitions on the track is right there at that yellow line. It'll really upset the car if you get below that. Some of the guys will actually hit that a little bit, help the car turn, but right now it looks like Fockingham is trying to take advantage of these of this early run here on these fresh tires to be able to make a move on Dave Comstock, but I don't know, man. Comstock just seems to class the field tonight. I just don't think anybody's going to have anything for him.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again this season with Comstock. He's just so good at so many different types of tracks.
He just knows. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Aaron. Sorry. He just so smooth. He just knows how to take care of his car. If you notice, every lap he's just so consistent with his line, where he's running, his braking points. You know, that's what is gonna get you the win here. That's what's gonna get him up into this playoff. Get him in a playoff position to be able to win this championship. And Daly right now, like I said, he is our #1 playoff points driver, and he's having some issues. And our #2 driver, Dave Comstock. So he's definitely going to try to take advantage of the bad luck that Daly is having.
Yeah, and Daly, I mean, he dominated a lot of these races this season, leading up to the playoffs. But Comstock dominated his own little bit of races too. So it's a really good battle at the top of the points for this championship, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Comstock's just been making it count here in these playoff. In this playoff races right here. We're at the basically the last 12 drivers right now of the playoffs. We're gonna have Richmond next week. They're gonna be at the Roval, and then they're gonna be at Dover. After that, they're gonna break this championship playoff down to 8 drivers, and after the 8 drivers, then you go down 4 for your championship. So it's basically 3 race segments. And right now, Dave Comstock, like I said, he won last week at Las Vegas, and so far, he's looking to win this race too.
Yeah, and we got some good tracks coming up. The Roval is going to be a fun one to watch. And I believe Talladega as well, you said, right?
Well, after the Roval is Dover. Then it looks like Kansas. Oh, as we got another move or battle for the lead here. Daniel Fockingham trying to get that car underneath Comstock there. But no, our next 3 playoff races, like I said, we got Richmond here, Charlotte Roval, then Dover. Then the next cutoff is going to be 8 drivers at Kansas, Texas, Phoenix. Then the battle for the 4 playoff spots is going to be at Homestead, Florida, which is basically going to be the finale of the season for the championship. And like I said earlier, you see Fockingham was trying to make that pass down there below Dave Comstock, and you just can't do it. It's like I just don't. Passing low here just does not seem to work out. I don't know how it's been working out, further back in the field here. As we see Trey Edson right now trying to hold off Jordan Hightower, who looked like he just passed Mike Kelly down low. So, I mean, passing down low does work, but right now up front, it just doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, Trey Edson, really just biding his time, taking his time, not pushing it too hard, just riding where he can ride, or riding where he feels comfortable. Just trying to click off some laps before he makes a late charge, as we've seen him do time and time again.
Yeah, and somebody I'm going to kind of, oh, we got, who is that? Was that John Mustian? John Mustian just hit the wall behind Gael Brooks. I don't know if the caution's going to come out. He noses the inside wall on the backstretch. Don't see a yellow coming out. He's going to get it straightened out. I do believe the leaders are coming back around on him. Yes, they are. He's going to keep it down there. But John Mustian Jr. in that 11 car spun it around there. I just happened to be looking at Gael Brooks's car and saw John spinning out there. So I was going to give a little shout out to one of our broadcast brothers there. He's usually up at the booth couple nights a week with the network here, calling these Sim500 races. Gael Brooks started 22nd, currently in 14th. Looks like car looks pretty clean. I think he'll maybe be able to pull off a decent run here. He's not in the championship basically hunt or anything. He's not in the playoffs. I think he's just running part-time bases, but he's having a good run here tonight so far.
Yeah, as you saw in the replay for John Mustian, he just overdrove the exit of the corner and got into the wall and spun it around.
Yeah, it looked like he plowed the front of that car into the inside wall. No yellow came out. He was off the track. The officials deemed it not necessary to throw a caution, which I'm sure Dave Comstock and these other leaders are very happy to see. The top three have kind of broken away from the rest of the field here. Dave Comstock, Daniel Falkingham, Tommy Ryan. 1, 2, 3 right here. Falkingham's tried to make a few moves on Dave Comstock here a few times. Hasn't been able to pull it off. He's stuck his nose down in there, dove it down in. He's trying to do it one more time. It looks like Comstock, he just basically runs a lot, basically one lane up to a half a lane up on that yellow line. Right there, you can see him putting it right down on that yellow line coming out of 3 and 4, but it's just so hard to pass here. These guys can just not make any moves here. It's just, with this package, it's so difficult for these guys to be able to try to make a move.
Yeah, and that's one thing that these guys, for people that don't know, these guys race on a fixed setup. Everybody's got the same setup that's provided by iRacing. And majority of the time, they build these setups a little tighter, especially at night, because it's for everybody. They can't go in there and say, hey, we're going to make it loose. So the average Joe, like some of the people that are just coming onto the service, can't enjoy it. So they're a little bit set up for like drivers that don't have a lot of experience, and that's why they're tighter a lot of the time, don't.
Yeah, they try to make these cars a little easier to drive. iRacing does with these fixed setups, and that's what we're using tonight. The only thing the drivers can really change prior to the race is, I do believe, your wheel offset, your brake bias, which you can actually control in the car while you're driving too. And your steering ratio, you really can't change too much. Basically, those aren't really setup changes. They're more of just like driver preferences as far as how much input you're putting into your wheel, and as far as your brake bias goes, just changing that. That basically just how much percentage of brakes is going to the front as opposed to the rear of the car. And that the brake bias can be a big deal, especially at a short track for a lot of guys. As you see, it looks like somebody is slowing down on the front stretch, or was he just down low getting out of the way? Yeah, somebody back there. And the yellow car, who was that, number 4? He got a little loose coming off of turn 4, might have hit the wall and went down. I don't think he hit anybody, but anyway, sorry about that. Just making sure no yellow was coming out. But yeah, a lot of these guys just do very subtle changes in their brake bias or their offset, just to basically what they feel comfortable with. But like you said, it's a fixed setup, and they tend to make them a little tight, which do make the cars a little bit more difficult to drive. But Dave Comstock doesn't apparently have any problem with that tonight, because he has been pacing this field. He has just been leading almost every lap. I think maybe just under yellow is the only time he hasn't led any laps, when he came in the pits, if anybody stayed out. But he's pretty much been dominating this field tonight. He started on the pole, still up front, still holding off Daniel Falkingham, Tommy Ryan in 3rd, Trey Etz in 4th, and Justin Fuller is in 5th. And, this might be a good time for us to take a little commercial break here. Give us a little bit of a rest here. You're not going to miss any of the action here. We're going to keep you guys up to date. You'll be able to see everything that's going on, all the passes, any moves that's happening. And but we're going to take a little break. We're going to step away for a little bit, and we will be right back with Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here at Richmond International Speedway.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
TransService has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why TransService has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
How to make a kick-ass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or 2 of Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kick-Ass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kick-Ass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kick-Ass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
And welcome back. As we took a little short break there, you didn't really miss anything. Nothing happened as far as we can tell. As we were doing what we had to do during the break. Comstock still leading. Falkenham battling for second, beating his back bumper off.
Yeah, I mean, in the break there, you guys weren't able to see it, but Falkenham did bump the rear bumper of Dave Comstock a couple times there. But so far, Comstock's been able to hold that car fast and steady, being able to hold that lead there. So far, Comstock and Falkenham have put a little bit of a distance on Tommy Ryan, who's in 3rd place right now. And a little bit further back, Trey Edson, he's got a good gap between him and the next position of with Brian Macklin in 5th. So right now the field's pretty much spread out. You don't see too much side-by-side battle. Jordan Hightower and Mike Kelly right now are battling side-by-side for 6th and 7th, as Mike Kelly is going to dive below him and try to slide up in front of him. Oh, they almost made contact there. It looked like Mike Kelly didn't cut him any slack whatsoever there in that position, but pretty much everything is holding true up front. Nothing's changed up front. Dave Comstock still leading this race. Daniel Falkenham in 2nd. Tommy Ryan's got a little bit of pressure right now. It looks like from Trey Edson. Looks like he's slowly starting to catch him. But other than that, I'm looking through the field here. We don't really have too many battles going on. These guys are pretty much spread out. Currently have 14 cars on the lead lap. Gael Brooks in the number 71 is the last car on the lead lap. Byron Daly, who is our playoff points leader, is our lucky dog, 1 lap down in 15th place. We had about 24 cars start this race. Looks like we got Josh Parker, Dwayne Vincent, looks like Randy Yoakum, E.J. O'Rourke, Chris Caboo, Bob Gillenwater would be our last car that is still in this race. His car is pretty torn up. 22 laps down in 19th place. So we still got 19 cars going around this 3/4 mile circuit here, Richmond International Speedway. This is the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series. And you can see the leaders passing Gael Brooks. So Gael is now going to be our lucky dog. Our first car a lap down in 14th place. We're going to have 13 cars on the lead lap. Justin Fuller is going to be our last car now on the lead lap in the number 51 car. 13th position. He started second, so he's had some pretty rotten
As
luck
he gets in
tonight.
the wall.
He got in the wall. I just clicked off of him when I was saying that.
Yeah, he brushed the
he's
wall as soon as you
yeah, he's
clicked off
fighting
of
it. I
him.
can see it.
Oh, he's loose. He's loose. He's in the wall
there he
again.
goes. Yeah, I'm glad you got the camera on them. He is fighting that car. It's all over the place right now. He really is fighting that car.
Yeah, this is a pretty substantial long green flag run. I couldn't get that out. On these tires, and as we touched on in the beginning of the broadcast, tires are going to run out before the fuel. As
Yeah,
they should be good to go to the end on fuel.
They should be good to go for fuel, but tires, like you were saying, that's the other thing. And these guys, what's going to separate the guys that are running in the back and the guys that are running up front are the ones that took care of their tires early. And we were talking about earlier, Dave Comstock seems to be the master to be able to do that. He is the guy that's be able to take care of his race car. He's very consistent, runs the same line. I'm seeing him right now. Oh, he just scraped the wall.
Comstock's in the wall.
I'm saying that. And Daniel Falkingham might be able to take advantage of that, as we might be able to see a lead change here. Daniel Falkingham down low, side by side, first and second, as they go down the backstretch.
Yeah, and they're giving each other plenty of room because they are teammates, but they are going to battle for this lead right now. As Comstock does something you don't see often, as the 39 almost gets in the corner of them.
Yeah, they Comstock. You don't see too much aggression from Comstock unless it's like later on in the race. But he's been leading so many laps tonight, and we're closing in on 100 laps of 150 tonight. We're almost 2/3 of the way into this race, and I don't think Comstock wants to give up that lead. He doesn't care if it's his teammate or not. He wants to be up front because he knows how hard it is to pass. He can tell from, he knows he's up front. He can tell how hard it is for Falkingham to try to get past him. So he doesn't want to give up that position, and I don't blame him. That's where you want to be, up front in that clean air. But Falkingham he's right there on his bumper every time going to that corner. But Falkingham is determined to try to get past him on that low side. He makes another run right there on the front stretch going into turn one. You can see he tries to outbrake him going into turn one. They're side by side again. Just can't quite get that momentum to get past them, though.
Yeah, and as you see in the graphic at the bottom of your screen, David Comstock has led 94 of 98 laps tonight, and he really wants to get this win and battle his teammate.
Well, it's kind of a port of pride in the shop, to be able to get those wins, just between teammates. I mean, these guys are so competitive. Even with teammates, they're competitive. You see both these guys scraping the wall a little bit, getting into the corner, trying to make that track as wide as they possibly can. And as you alluded to earlier, Aaron, these guys are on a good run here. These tires are pretty worn. These guys are really fighting these cars. You can see them trying to get that power down to those rear wheels. Every time they come out of the corner, you can see the rear end of that car just get a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, every lap they do, man, these tires start screaming louder and louder and louder. And like I was saying, you don't see Comstock make mistakes like he did just recently in this race. And luckily, he was able to come out on top again. But as you said about clean air, in this new build on iRacing, clean air has become so valuable. It makes such a big difference, especially when the cars aren't driving good like the ones they have tonight.
Yeah, and I'm looking further back through the field. Some of these guys, I'm just trying to see if there's any side-by-side battles going on. It's basically the same thing going on up front. Basically, all these guys the field is so spread out. Looking at our playoff points leader, Byron Daly. He's got a really torn-up race car. He's just trying to limp that thing back to the finish right now. A couple of guys that we haven't mentioned. Dan Denader, he started 11th. He's currently 12th in that number 10 car. He's one of our playoff drivers, just trying to get as many points as he possibly can and bring that thing, home clean and a good finish. And right now, he's only a couple spots out of the top 10, so he's doing pretty good. Brian Wortman, we don't talk about him very often. Started 23rd tonight. He's currently running 11th. That car looks pretty clean. Doing a really great job tonight. Maybe able to get a top 10 tonight if he keeps going the way he's going. He's beating some really fast guys tonight, so he's got just under 50 laps to try to be able to finish it out and see if he can get a good run.
Yeah, I mean, Brian is one of those guys that just nickels and dimes his way through the field. You know, picks up spots casually. Um,
Methodically.
yeah, absolutely. You know, pits more than most to keep the tires on it. You know, with those big cautions and those big crashes, he could really look into a good position here. Good showing for him tonight.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him get a good finish tonight. Brian really supports this league, Sim500. He does a great job. He works on a few Xfinity leagues, I do believe, or truck series league or truck teams. I think he bounces around on a couple teams in real life in NASCAR. So he's out there on the tracks all the time. I don't think he gets to run as often as he likes to. So it'd be good to see him get maybe a good top 10 or even do something better tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see him run good. A great guy. He does all the points standings, I believe. I know he used to. He does all the point standings for the different series and handles all that stuff. He like you said, he does truly a lot of work for this league. Enjoys it. Does enjoy racing. I mean, that's his life. Really good to see him running good tonight.
Yeah, I hope he can finish up this race tonight in a good position. We go back up front. Nothing has changed for any of the viewers. Dave Comstock still leading this race. Got the pole tonight in that number 42 car, and still just powering that Monster Energy Camaro to the front there, and really making great use of the track tonight, saving those tires. And Daniel Falkingham, he's had a few chances to try to get by him. Dave's made a couple small mistakes, scraping the wall here and there. But Daniel hasn't been able to get by him. Maybe hasn't been quite as aggressive as he normally would, since these guys are teammates. And right now, just running 1 and 2. We've talked about Tommy Ryan tonight. He's currently in third. He's a little bit further back. He was a little bit closer to these two. He's slowly making his way up a little bit toward these guys. He was a little bit further back, but he's having a good run tonight. Started 15th. Trey Etzen started 16th, and now he's in 4th. Been running great tonight too, and he really doesn't have any pressure behind him. As we're winding down this race, we're in the last part of this race, the last third basically of this race. 150 laps here. We're on lap 111. They're getting ready to complete and going to lap 112. As you said before, Aaron, these guys can finish on fuel. I don't think fuel is a problem till the end. These guys should be able to make it. It's just a matter of the tires. Or any of these guys, you think any of these guys might possibly try to pit and maybe gain an advantage if they're extra fast compared to some of these leaders? I mean, if they pit under green, they're definitely going to lose a lap. So you think it's worth it if you're running like maybe 13th or 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th? You think it's maybe worth trying that risk?
Well, you're definitely not going to see. I don't think you're going to see anybody pit because they're so spread out. As long as you can keep your car under you, there's no point. I mean, you're gonna lose more than you're gonna gain, and everybody's just so spread out. The field's so discombobulated as far as like lap cars and everything else. I mean, you don't want to risk making a mistake on pit road and losing a ton more than you've gained already.
That's true. I mean, these guys pretty much that are running further in the back just want a yellow to come out so they can bunch this field back up, I would imagine.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the only shot that maybe even people like Tommy Ryan and Trey Etzen have. Because I don't see them, with the way that you have to manage your car, I don't see them gaining time on the guys leading the race right now.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, unless these two leaders make a major mistake, I don't see anybody really catching them unless we get a yellow from somebody further back in the field. But you can see these guys coming up on lap cars right now, so they got to negotiate these lap cars too. On old tires can be a difficult thing to do.
Mets Phillip, how you doing out there? We see you in the chat. How you doing? I hope you're enjoying the show. I hope you are really happy to be here tonight. We're glad to have you in the chat and active. I hope, God bless you, man.
Yeah, we appreciate all our viewers tonight at OSRN Network for the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series. We're having a great race tonight here at Richmond International. As you can see, these guys are coming up on lap cars again. You can see Dan Denaire right there about to get lapped. He's been having a great race tonight. He's one of our playoff contenders, but right now getting lapped by the leaders, and you can see he is just in front of second place. He's going to stay high. He's going to stay out of these guys' way right here, and Dave Comstock still leading this race, getting it done tonight. We're on lap 118 of 150, and these guys still have a little ways to go. We're wrapping this race up, but a lot can still happen. Oh, as you see, our second place driver fighting his car coming out of the corner there. Great save there, Daniel Falkingham. Wow, he was coming out of the corner right there. Lap car behind him. Tommy Ryan for position behind that lap car. And yeah, Daniel Falkingham really fighting that car coming out of the corner. I don't know if he just got a little bit too greedy in the gas there or what.
Yeah, and I want to give another shout out. We have a driver sponsor, RacingBids.com, in the chat. Sponsor of the leader, David Comstock. Welcome, and he's definitely putting on a show and helping you get your business out there the right way tonight.
Yeah, he's getting it done for his sponsor tonight. Definitely. Sponsors love watching a race and seeing their boy right up front. Dave Comstock's getting it done. You got to be a happy sponsor. He's got the pole for this race. He's pretty much led every single lap as long as we've been under green, and he's just been dominating tonight. Daniel Falkingham appears to be really fighting that car back there, more so than Dave Comstock is. So I just don't see, like you were saying earlier, I don't see any of these guys having anything for Dave. Unless Dave makes a mistake or we have a caution, I don't see. There's no way these guys are going to catch Dave. And even if they do catch him, they got to be able to pass him. And we've seen Daniel Falkingham has been trying to pass Comstock all night and hasn't been able to get it done.
Yeah, and knowing David Comstock as well as I do, he's one of my very, very close friends. He doesn't make mistakes. Every race I've seen, he doesn't make mistakes. He made that little mistake, but then again, the 39 had to make the move to get around him, and he couldn't hang with him. So David Comstock closing in on 120 laps led of 123. And, man, he's really, really got this track working for him tonight.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's got almost 25 laps left here at Richmond International Speedway, as we only have 11 drivers on the lead lap. Justin Fuller will be our last car on the lead lap in 11th place, the number 51. And that just shows you what kind of pace that Comstock has put on this field tonight. These guys have just been they've had nothing for him. He's just been dominating all night tonight. As you see, Falkingham, his teammate, still back there. He's about 10 car lengths back or so. I just don't think he's been able to get up to him. I don't think he's going to be able to have anything for him. Right now, 25 laps to go. Dave Comstock, see if he's going to be able to get this done. I think he's going to, and he's going to basically, this is going to be two wins in a row here in the playoffs. This is really definitely going to shake up the points here because our points leader is not having the best of nights. Byron Daly, right now currently in 14th, a lap down. Car all tore up. He's just basically trying to finish this race. As you see, Guile Brooks getting lapped there, just basically getting out of the way of the leaders.
Yeah, as we're looking at the 06 of Byron Daly, he was actually, if you're just tuning in, he was actually involved in the second big caution of the night. That's where all his damage came from. Tough break for him, especially in the championship hunt. But we know that he will bounce back and he will contend for another win, if not two, before this round is over.
Oh, definitely. I'm not counting him out by any means whatsoever. He's definitely make his presence known. That's why he's been in the lead, for the points leads, because, what he did earlier, he's got wins at New Hampshire, Kentucky earlier in the late year, Chicagoland, Iowa, Pocono. He has racked up a ton of wins earlier this year. I'm looking through the schedule right now. Phoenix, Auto Club. He also won our second race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So he's got a ton of wins here in the season. Just bad luck tonight, but he'll definitely bounce back. Just got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time in that big wreck. That wreck took out a lot of good drivers.
Yes, it did, man. I wish I had the program know-how to go back and show that wreck for the people that just tuned in. But it took out pretty close to half the field in the first half of this race.
Yeah, definitely. These guys got 20 laps left right now. Dave Comstock still leading this field. He's got Daniel Falkingham closed up a little bit right there on him, but he closing up on him and passing him, two different things. As you see, David really hasn't changed his line too much. I was actually surprised. I actually didn't know if the high line would kind of come in a little bit. I kind of figured that Fockingham, he tried so many times to make that pass on the low side. I figured maybe he would try to change his line, change his tactic just a little bit, maybe make something work on the high side. I'm not the one behind the wheel. That's why I'm up in the booth. I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. So I mean, maybe the high line's just not working here tonight. Maybe it's just not, coming. There's not enough rubber up there, not enough grip to make a pass up there. I mean, obviously making a pass on the high side's probably more difficult to do anyway. But these guys just haven't been able to make anything happen up front here. Fockingham's been trying to throw everything he possibly can at Comstock, and he just cannot get the pass made. Right now, you can say big wiggle right there as he passes the start-finish line. We are on lap 134 of 150. These guys are coming down to it. Right now, Dave Comstock leading this race, and it looks to be dominating and to basically win this thing if nothing changes right now.
Yeah, and as you said, Comstock. I mean, the thing for him, it's a short track, so he's able to get to the gas sooner. He's able to get to the brakes, get off the brakes sooner because he's the first car there. And with the moves that the 39 has already tried to make, his tires are far gone because he's tried to pass Comstock twice. So he really doesn't have the tires left, I would think.
No, I don't think he does either. The only thing I can possibly think of is like he's got to be able to use one of these lap cars. You see, they're getting ready to lap Glenn Campbell here in the 44. He is our 11th place car as he scrapes the wall just a little bit in front of the leaders. Looks like he's going to move up high and let these guys just go on down low. But yeah, I don't see Fockingham. Like I said, the only chance I think Fockingham really has is if Comstock makes a mistake. And so far, Comstock tonight has just been flawless. He has just been working this racetrack tonight. He has been really driving it off. We've had a really good race tonight. Oh, we see a car further back in the field.
Jeff Ryan, 67.
Was that Jeff Ryan, the 67 car? It looked like got in the wall. No caution has come out.
Yeah, well, Don, as well as you know, but the people watching might not know. If it's off the racing surface and in a sense below the yellow line, iRacing won't throw a caution unless he comes back on the racetrack.
And they definitely did do that. Jeff Ryan tore the whole front of that car up, kept going, but he has substantial damage to that car. As you see, the 51 car kind of going down low. Fuller, it's odd. The other drivers were staying up high. It looks like Fuller's maybe a little bit difficult here for Comstock possibly, but looks like Comstock's gonna be able to pass him. Fuller still fighting him on the low side there. He is he's gonna go a lap down. He's now a lap down in 10th place. He's going to be our first car lap down as our leader is coming up to 10 laps to go.
Yeah, and one thing, back to the Jeff Ryan incident, he just got below that yellow as we saw somebody else do in the beginning. I think it was Mike Kelly did it. In these old tires, you're definitely not going to want to get below that yellow because it's going to send you around because there's nothing there.
Yeah, the transition upsets the car, especially when your tires are this wore out. And another playoffs driver has just quit. Scott Simley has disconnected from the server. He was having a pretty rough night tonight. He was 53 laps down, started in the 18th position, and when he's currently scored in the 19th. So he's definitely going to have a not a very good points night tonight. He had a couple drivers below him. He had Vincent and Denayer below him on the playoff cut. So he's got a little bit of a bubble, but not too much. So he's definitely going to want to do better next week. When we go back up front, Dave Comstock still leading this race. Coming up some on these lap cars here. He's coming up on Chad Coleman, 9th place car, number 20. He started 12th. And Dave Comstock looks like he's going to make easy work of him as he passes him down low.
Yeah, Coleman really not going to put up much of a fight here. Gives David the bottom. He gets by. And that helps Comstock because he didn't lose any time hardly.
No, a lot of these, well, that's the thing. It's a testament to a lot of the drivers in this league. These guys are running clean. Caution out on the track.
Wow, that changes everything. We might have a battle.
So much. I don't even know what the caution was for, but that changes so much right now. I am currently looking to see what happened on the track to see if we can get a replay of this. Trying to find it. I don't see anything currently.
Was it John Mushing?
Might have been.
He's the only one
I'm
going
trying
really
to
slow.
see. You know, I can't tell why that yellow came out.
Oh, it was John Mushing. It was.
John Munson.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
All right. As we saw briefly the replay, we're gonna roll it back some more, get you a nice replay.
Wow, this changes everything, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Comstock, your leader. You're going to see everybody come down pit road for tires right now. We only have 8 cars on the lead lap right now. With the Lucky Dog, you're going to have 9 cars in the lead lap. Or 10 cars in the lead lap with the Lucky Dog. Looks like Justin Fuller might be our Lucky Dog. We'll see what happens. We'll see when they cross the line. Pace car is just now picking up these guys. Wow, yeah. It looks like, I'm sorry. I was off there. Leaders are on pit road right now. Comstock just pulled into his stall.
Yeah, as you saw on the replay, not sure what is going on between the 40 and the 11, but the 11 was beating the 40's bumper off and lost it behind him and almost took out chase contender Jordan Hightower in the process.
Wow. Well, we're going to be able to see, as soon as these guys get past the start-finish line, we're going to see how everybody scores up right here as they come off pit road. We only have, we're on lap 146 of 150. I do believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong there, Aaron, we will have 1 green-white checkered if we need to.
And I'm pretty sure...
And it shows Macklin as our leader.
Macklin took 2 tires. We missed it because we were looking at the replay.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Macklin took 2 tires. Did. Yeah, he did. He did. 9-second pit stop.
Yeah, Brian Macklin, who is one of our drivers that's running for this championship in the playoffs. He's one of our 12. He took 2 tires right now. He's going to start next to Dave Comstock, who took 4. Daniel Falkingham took 4 tires. I do believe everybody else pretty much took 4 tires. We're going to have 14 cars on the lead lap. I think a few cars stayed out probably so they can get back in the lead lap there. But a lot of our drivers up front have 4 tires except Brian Macklin, who is going to come out in first place on 2 tires. And we're going to get 1 green-white checkered. I do not believe this is going to be counted as one of them. I think they're going to be able to get back. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think they will just miss the threshold to trigger the green-white checkers, which
I think you're
have recently been added to the iRacing service. We used to not have these, Don. And
I think it's great that we have these now. I mean, NASCAR has them. I mean, why, we should have them too. Should be the same rules as what NASCAR runs. And yeah, I think the only thing I can't, as we're set up broadcasting this race, I just cannot tell if we're going to trigger the green-white checkered or not. I do not think we will, but we'll see here in a minute.
Yeah, the lap cars should go around this time, I do believe, and then we would get the green flag next time by. We'll see when they get to the line.
We have a bunch of cars between. We have a bunch of cars between the leader. Yeah, they're getting their wave around right now. We had a bunch of cars between the leaders and the pace car. They're getting the wave around. You're going to see Brian Macklin pull right up to the bumper of that pace car there. Dave Comstock's going to be on the high side. Daniel Falkingham's going to be third on the low side. Tommy Ryan's going to be in that 99 car and 4th on the high side. We got Trey Edson, Mike Kelly, and Jordan Hightower right there. Doug Sigmund, we haven't talked about him all night. He started 13th, worked his way up to 8th. Chad Coleman, he might be able to battle back. He started 12th. He's up in 9th. So this changes everything right here. Dave Comstock's been leading this race all night. Pace car pulls off. Brian Macklin takes off very early. Runs up high. He's got those 2 tires. We're going to see how it works here in the corner. Those guys are too wide behind him.
Yeah, Macklin takes the white. This could work out for him because they're battling door-to-door behind him.
And this is the final caution. We'll try for a green-white checkered finish according to iRacing chat, what I'm seeing on here. But they might not need it.
Macklin.
They are taking the white flag right here. Dave Comstock looking down below of Brian Macklin. He's got those 4 tires. He's got that grip. He's going to be able to make it work. He slides in front of Macklin on the backstretch. Macklin's going to get passed by 2 cars, maybe even 3. Trey Edson might be able to get by him. Daniel Falkingham in 2nd place, and Dave Comstock is going to take this win. He is going to get the win. Dave Comstock, regardless of that late caution, is still able to get that win. Daniel Falkingham's going to be 2nd. Trey Edson's going to be third. Brian Macklin with those 4 tires still able to bring it home fourth. Tommy Ryan looks like he's going to be fifth. Jordan Hightower sixth. Mike Kelly seventh. Doug Sigmund eighth. Chad Coleman ninth. And Justin Fuller will round out your top 10.
Wow, not sure what was going on with our ticker there. I thought we were on the final lap when we went green. But wow, what a finish, man. That really almost worked for Brian Macklin. You got to give him credit. But Comstock, who should have won the race, won the race. Trey Edson, that really helped him at the end. Falkenham just didn't have it, man. Just didn't. Nobody had it for Comstock tonight. Comstock, a very well-deserved win after leading 143 laps of 150.
Man, you know his team, his sponsor, and him had to have been nervous when that last caution came out there. That last caution came out. He knew that those guys were all going to pit. He knew that he had to pit. And with Brian Macklin taking 2 tires there, I mean, he didn't spin his tires. He had a great start. You got to hand it to Brian Macklin. He did what he had to try to do to get that win. But Dave Comstock, in the end, with those 4 tires and just the power that he's had tonight at this track, was able to pull off the win. Dave Comstock, the number 42 car there, with the win, the victory. 2 in a row here for Dave Comstock.
Yeah, man. I mean, David Comstock does what David Comstock does. And he knows how to win races. We're going to take a quick commercial break, catch up with the drivers, sort some things out for the post-race show, and we'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we are back with the post-race show for the KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series live on OSRN. Don,
Man,
what a
what
show
a
we saw
finish.
tonight, man.
That was such a great finish there, man. We saw those long green flags run there. We saw Dave Comstock be able to pull the win out there. But right now, we are going to talk with our third-place finisher, Trey Edson here. Great run for him. We got Trey here in the up here in the booth with us, finishing third. Started 16th, had one heck of a run tonight. Trey, man, you got to be really happy about your finish tonight.
Yeah, that was a good run. It's only on my 3rd or 4th start in this series, so it was tough to know kind of who's in the chase. I think we need to add some colored spoilers or something because you want to be careful around them guys. I can't say I just kind of struggled with trying to figure out how to hold on and make the thing run for the whole run there. It just I fell off a lot more than David and those guys, and it's one of my better tracks. I was a little discouraged to see that happen.
Yeah, it seemed like it was really difficult to pass. At least for the guys up front, it was. And the tire fall off was just crazy later on. It looked like you guys were really having a hard time putting the power down to the rear wheels there.
Yeah, it was pretty tight in 3 and 4. So if you had any kind of wheel in it and tried to pick up the gas, it'd start stepping out real late. Exit of 4. There was a few laps, probably 50 to 75 to go, where I was catching David maybe like half a tenth. But like you said, it was super tough to pass. So I mean, I probably would have maybe got there and then just kind of been stuck because it was real tight. So the only way to really go around someone would probably, if they like David, probably would move up if I got to him, and then you go to the bottom and you're just kind of pinned down. It'd be dang near impossible. Had a trouble there with Muschin. He was 4 or 5 laps down. Ran into him a few times. It seemed like he was trying to wreck me back. So I hated to kind of be the root of that final caution with David being a teammate. I apologized to him. I was like, man, I hope nothing happens, but he wasn't real happy. But it all worked out. So I just got to thank Joey for the series, and Trans Service, KickAss Beef Jerky. They're the two series I run full time. They're my primary sponsors. So I kind of just threw them on this car to give them a little extra exposure. And I think that's about. Thanks you guys for broadcasting. I think that's about all I got all my input for the race.
Yeah, we were checking out that paint scheme tonight too, man. It's a pretty hot paint scheme. We were basically kind of gaga over that tonight on the broadcast. But yeah, good run
Appreciate
tonight,
it.
man. And yeah, you already thanked your sponsors and all that. Yeah, you had a great run tonight. Congratulations, 16th to 3rd, man. That's a great run for you tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. I don't know yet if I'll run the Roval, but hopefully I can have the time to do so, and I'll be able to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you there, man. I hope you do. Trey
Awesome.
Edson
You guys
there.
have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Our Trey Edson, our 3rd place finisher there. Great run for him tonight.
Yeah, great
And,
run, man. And that car, we hit on it a couple times. That car was probably one of the nicest cars in the field tonight under the lights.
Yeah, that was a great looking car tonight. We're going to catch up with Daniel Falkingham, our 2nd place finisher. Drag him up here into the booth. Daniel Falkingham, 2nd place, started 3rd, tried everything he could to get past Dave Comstock there. Looked like a few times you had a run there on the bottom, but it looked like it was so difficult to pass. I mean, you just couldn't look like maybe. Obviously, as your teammate, you don't want to wreck your teammate for a win there, but how difficult was it to try to make that pass on David?
Yeah, it was super hard. I mean, on the restarts, the outside, you really want to be on the bottom because just for me, on the outside, just could not really get it to work after 3 or 4 laps, you know. But on the ones like the runs, like once we got a few laps into a run, then the outside was pretty good to really defend your position, which David did a really good job doing. So congrats to him on the win. He definitely deserved it anyway. But yeah, for a little while, I thought in the middle part of the run we actually had a good shot at him, and then because we got in a few incidents with lap traffic and stuff, so that was interesting. But yeah, we did have a good run, but yeah, like I said, just really hard to pass, especially because tonight it was really hard to really, you know, get these cars to turn in the center. It was pretty tight, but because it would just snap off exit, because I snapped off 4 like 3 times and almost wrecked the thing, and luckily I managed to save it all 3 times, so that was scary. But luckily we were able to somehow bring it home second. I thought Macklin was actually going to win the race there on that restart because he was actually holding up pretty good on those 2 tires, but yeah, David managed to get by him, and we got by Brian and locked up P2, which I think we deserved to be tonight.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that when you get off pit road and you saw Macklin? Obviously, you realized he took 2 tires. You know, actually before that, even when that caution came out, how did you feel about that? Did you feel like, oh, here's my shot, maybe I can actually get by Comstock?
It did bring my chances up because towards like the last 10, 15 laps, he started pulling away from me. So that caution really played into things. I really thought I had another shot at him, but I thought I had him going into 1 and 2 on the restart, but he just held the outside really well. And just since I don't want to hit him and stuff, you know, because I really hate wrecking people. I just didn't want to door him, you know, out of the way and stuff, and he just got the better of me on the outside. And maybe if I could have stayed underneath him going to turn 1 on the last lap and got underneath Macklin, I probably could have won it. But yeah, Dave did a good job. He definitely deserved the win.
Yeah, definitely. You did had a great run tonight too. Anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors out there? Anybody that might be watching tonight's broadcast?
Absolutely, got to thank First Rate Bay Lobs 207 for all they do for me, all their sponsorship. Also got to thank John Mushton for painting me up this car for the playoffs, Raging Cajun Paint Graphics. Also got to thank everyone who runs the show here at Sim500. Always fun to come over and run with these guys. Shout out to everyone who raced tonight. We had a really good green flag run that lasted from the middle part of the race, almost went to the end, so that was a really good job by everyone. Also, got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, all you guys, so we can go back and watch these races and give a good show to the fans. And also thank you to everyone who watched the race tonight as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, great run for you tonight. Congratulations, Daniel. That's Daniel Falkingham there, our 2nd place finisher. I do believe that we're going to have Aaron catch up with our winner, Dave Comstock. Actually, our repeat winner, he also won last week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Aaron has caught up with him in victory lane.
Yeah, I'm down here with David as he climbs out of that fantastic fast, and I don't even know another word I could use. 42 Racing Bids machine. David, talk us through your race tonight, man. You put on a hell of a show.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, it was pretty tight. I was expecting it to get loose, a lot looser based on a lot of the other practices we ran all throughout the week, but it just stayed pretty snug. It loosened up. We had that real long green flag run, and it started to free up kind of late off the corners and stuff, but it was kind of just like a push loose type deal, and just try to not overdrive, not miss the corner, and not push because it was getting tight to the center, and I couldn't get it to cut, so I'd lose drive off, and I was terrible through 3 and 4. I was getting beat through 3 and 4, trying to get the drive off the corner, and had numerous attempts of try to get past for the lead there, and I just had to do what I had to do to try to hold on and kind of pinch a little bit and hope I didn't get net coated or doored and get moved up the track or spun. But yeah, just proud to hang on to it there. It made it a little dicey. We had that late caution there. It looked like a lapper was trying to spin leaders out or something like that. I don't know what happened there, but 2 tires of Macklin in front of us. I was hoping that we didn't get a yellow, because then they would have been a great call for him to be able to snag the win, but I'm glad I went green all the way and we were able to sneak by.
Yeah, and I saw you. I followed you a long time. Like I've said numerous times in the broadcast, you're one of my close friends. And I saw you do something tonight that you've never done. You made a mistake leading a race, and I haven't seen that happen to you that often. And you were able to overcome that. And then the late race caution. What was going through your head when you saw that Macklin was taking 2 tires?
Oh, well, we're teammates, so we were talking about it, and I was just like, really, 2 tires? Like, I don't know if that's gonna work. And he's like, yeah, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. I didn't fill it up all the way, so hopefully it won't be too loose. And just trying to just time it when he went, because obviously he's, we're even though we're teammates, we're at the end there, sort of going for the win. We're not going to count each other down. So, so I almost got snookered and almost got passed by Falkingham. Just whoever was going to be the first 2 out of second and third was going to be able to try to have a chance to try to get by Macklin. And he was even saying himself he had no drive off just because of the worn left side tire. So it was very nerve wracking, just because we only have 1 attempt to green white checkered, so we needed to get to the white flag to even have a shot to make sure we can be able to try to make that attempt to pass him on that last lap, because that first lap he was able to fire off really, really good. Even though I was gaining ground on him, we both, Falkingham and I, were. It was just I couldn't really do anything or go anywhere without trying to get by battling with Falkingham first. But thankfully we kept it green all the way to the end, and we were able to get by there on that last lap. Got a little dicey into one. I about overdrove it and about ran into him, and that would have been the worst thing to do, to just take my own teammate out. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, who gets it done for you? Who helps you get it done? Getting to the racetrack every week, putting on a show for the fans every week.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Aftermath Motorsports, all their support every single week. You guys for broadcasting the race for us, and Sim500 and the admins for running the leagues here, and KickAss Beef Jerky for sponsoring our series and sponsoring the car. RacingBiz.com, we got live auctions that run every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So go check them out on Facebook. We got authentic racing memorabilia that goes for auction there. So check them out on Facebook as well as online at RacingBiz.com. New Day Doors, Monster Energy, Gary Mercer, JD Laird, and JDR Graphics, and all the fans and friends out there watching. Thank you guys.
There you have it. Your winner, QuickTime and P1 tonight. Sweep for David Comstock.
Yeah, Dave won last week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Brings it to home again here at Richmond International. 2 wins in a row. The first playoff race in the 12 the 12 playoff drivers. Making his presence known here. You can get all your information about these playoff chase drivers at sim500.com. You can go there, you can click the series that you're interested in, you can see the points, you can see where these guys finished tonight, you can see where these guys are running in the playoffs. They have those updated rather quickly after the races. Aaron, this was a great race tonight, man. I had a blast calling this with you here at the OSRN network. Look forward to the Roval next week, man. That's going to be fun. We got a new configuration on the Roval. They changed that chicane just a little bit on their backstretch, so a little bit more difficult to get through there, I think. So we'll have to see how this works out for some of these playoff drivers and some of these KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch for sure. You're definitely going to want to tune in next Sunday for that. Let's go through these final results and head on out of here now.
Yeah, we got Dave Comstock, as we just talked to him, as our winner. Two in a row for him. Daniel Falkingham, his teammate, there in second place. Trey Etzen third. Brian Macklin fourth. Tommy Ryan fifth. Jordan Hightower brought home sixth. Mike Kelly seventh. Doug Sigmund eighth. Great run for him tonight after starting 13th. Chad Coleman ninth. Justin Fuller will round out our top 10. Brian Wortman, great run for him, starting 23rd, bringing it home in 11th place. Byron Daly brought it back. He was a couple laps down early on, got caught in that second big wreck, was able to bring it back home in 12th. Dan Denaire, another playoff driver, brought it back home in 13th after having some issues early on. First car that's going to be a lap down is going to be Glenn Campbell. He's in 14th. Kyle Brooks 15th. John Mustin Jr. 16th. Jeff Ryan 17th. Bob Gillenwater in 18th. E.J. O'Rourke 19th. Scott Simley, another playoff driver, having some problems tonight, in 20th. Chris Caboo, playoff driver, having issues there, in 21st. Randy Yoakum 22nd. Dwayne Vincent 23rd. And rounding out the field will be Josh Parker in the 24th position.
Yeah, there you have it. Well, we put on a great show for the fans tonight, I think, especially with the ending there, Don. It's been good doing it with you. We'll catch you next time on OSRN.